Sometimes when the world feels insane, you can take a little peek inside of Rachel's little brain. All these thoughts are swirling round and round inside. So join us on this journey as we take a little ride. We'll talk about dogs and kids and things. We'll talk about chicks and tampon strings. We'll talk about boys that make you cry. We'll talk about death, 'cause people die.
We're so happy you're finally here.
I'm so happy to finally be here.
I know. I know. Did you have to drive from, do you live in Malibu?
That's actually like a really complicated question for me right now.
We have all day.
I'm kind of living in, I still live in Malibu,
Yeah.
but also sort of in Austin and sort of in New York. I did
Wait,
a pandemic
what?
move to Austin.
You did. So many people did that.
When COVID hit and our team went remote,
Yes.
we had just been building this whole office culture, and I was going into an office every day.
Wow.
And then we started working remotely, and month 2, I was like, hey guys, we're never going back to the office. So I take remote work very seriously. And now I would say I'm more living in New York and LA.
Got it.
What brought you to New York?
Yeah. Look at your face. I love it.
You're fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think it really starts with a great apartment. A friend had this amazing apartment in the West Village, like a dream apartment.
Okay.
He was traveling. He was like, come stay here. And my girlfriend works a lot in Europe. So she was living between LA and Vancouver and Rome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I was doing Austin and LA. So it felt like we needed a new city, just that could
and
be
somewhere
our city.
that could be like, a good meeting place.
So now we live in New York together.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing. In
I
the
haven't
West
actually said
Village
that.
or no?
We're still
You
in
haven't
that.
said it?
No.
Well,
but we got back
yeah.
there last week and we were like, I think we're like coming home now. But also I love LA, so who knows?
Because you're from
Well,
here.
you'll always have it.
I will. And like I grew up here and I mean there's just something so magical.
Did you grow
and
up in
special.
Malibu?
I did.
Okay.
I grew up in like the super hippie version of Malibu.
Yeah.
We slept outside.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Okay.
Hold on. Were there clothes?
Right there.
No.
Not usually, but everyone had their own space. My mom's like, you know that like reality of becoming your mother?
Yes.
She was such a passionate advocate for sleeping naked, to let your skin breathe. And I was like, this is so weird. How could you? I mean, I'm offended if a piece of clothing touches me in my sleep now. So maybe at that time there were clothes for me.
Yeah.
But now there wouldn't be. So we actually had our beds outside.
Okay.
And we slept outside like 300 plus nights a year. My mom
What?
felt the fresh air was really nice for us. And we had mattresses and duvet covers and down comforters. And the trick was if it was a little rainy, you just did 2 down comforters because the bottom didn't get wet.
Wait, it's cold in Malibu.
Yeah, but you're so warm under your blankets. It's very, very advanced in terms of like all the biohacking now says like sleep in a cold environment.
I know.
We were doing it.
Do you sleep with the air conditioning really low?
I do. Yeah, because I love that feeling. I'm like,
Yeah.
My siblings and I, like that was like just, it was normal.
How many siblings?
So I have one full brother and 2 stepsisters.
Okay.
And they were brought
You were
in
all
on-
outside
We were all
together.
outside.
Okay.
Yeah, and everyone came over and they knew like they were
We're
just
sleeping
going to
outside.
sleep outside. We had bedrooms, but we didn't sleep in them.
Got it.
I love
Yeah.
this.
Got it.
It was
Great.
And like the silence of sleeping outside. I love that everything that was so fringe that we did in our childhood is now cool.
It's cool.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Your
My
mom
mom
was
was
so way ahead of everything.
Totally.
My
that's
husband
so
sleeps
cool.
outside.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I
Sorry,
need
I see her
more.
every day, talk to her all day long. This is the first time I've ever heard her say
Not
this.
at my house, but like
the hell are you
at his parents' house. When we go to his parents' house, if it's like raining or something, he'll go on the porch, get his blanket, and sleep outside under the tin roof
'Cause he wants to hear the
loves
rain.
the hear. Yeah, so he'll go sleep outside, or if it's warm outside, he'll go on the patio, sleep outside.
You've never told me this
He's an
before.
interesting person.
It's also Pittsburgh, where his childhood.
But it's like also like people listen to white noise to hear rain at night.
Exactly.
And he's just getting it naturally.
Yeah.
I also do have like a full bed and mattress outside now. Speaking
You
of,
do?
yeah.
Not
Malibu.
not in New
Yeah.
York.
No,
That sounds
Malibu.
so stressful.
No, and I'm now also in like the exact same version of Malibu I grew up in, which is like in the canyons.
Really?
With just very like there's a very rustic side of Malibu, and that
course.
was what we were so lucky to grow up in.
That's so
and
cool.
grew a lot of our food, and just it was.
Can your
just
mom
such a
adopt me?
Honestly, she would.
So wait,
I think she talks to my friends often more than I do. So please call her.
That's
She's ready.
amazing.
what did they do? Like, what was their deal? What did they do when you were growing up?
Well,
Start at the beginning.
Yeah, we want to know everything.
We want to know everything.
We want to know the story.
there is a story, and this is actually like so tied to the roots of Osea.
Yeah.
So I was born into a commune where
Love it.
where that was where I grew up the first 9 years of my life. And that was on Orcas Island originally.
Orcas Island, I've been there. It is the most beautiful, special place.
It's pure magic. Have you been to Dobe?
I don't think so.
So Dobe, it still has a legacy on the island. It's actually getting turned into a whole beautiful resort. But they were like, oh, that's where the hippies were. So there was a lot of sleeping outside and cold plunges there too. So I grew up, it was like an intentional community really focused on natural health and healing. Was born there, and that was actually where Osea did start to take root.
Wow.
Because we ended up moving to a mineral hot springs resort, as you normally would. And my mom's
you feel
I feel
lame?
gypped with my life.
I just feel like upset
Yeah.
that wasn't our
We were like
experience.
in the valley of Los Angeles.
Like with concrete and heat, you know, and you were
and like,
okay.
sorry.
You guys are so cute. So my mom her job at the commune was to run the spa because everyone had a job. And that was how Osea was born. She was looking for products that were natural enough because we were all vegetarian. We were all practicing satsangs on the path of enlightenment. And it was a radical concept in the 80s that what you put on your body wasn't as important as what you put in your body. And that was the birthplace of Osea. So she originally started making herbal compresses and things she could preserve and keep in a fridge. And then we left the commune, hit the real world. That was a whole transition.
Wow. At 9 years old.
Do you mind why? Why'd you leave?
Well, it broke up as all intentional
good
communities,
communes do.
as they all do. There's always some drama that breaks them up.
Yeah.
And I would say that was like, for me, such a formative part of my life because, and I like the way we're going because I never talk about this, but
We love it.
I grew up in this like very sheltered environment with the same 50 kids as my siblings. I had never been to traditional school, seen a TV, done anything like that.
You had never seen a TV at 9 years old.
No.
Wow.
And I also was on a very alternative course of learning.
Right.
So I then ended up in public school in third grade, in the fourth
my
grade.
God.
And I was like,
That's a hard year.
it was hard.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
I was,
Fourth grade. They're
Yeah.
like, okay.
Like an alien.
You need to know like the craziest math, first of all, like why.
and I was
everything-
still like very
Like, I'm
tapped into my
sorry.
emotions.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Right.
Very creative.
Yeah.
So it taught me so much about how to be resourceful and learn to fit in. And as with, I think, like all of our challenges and opportunities in life, I think it's actually what has helped to make me successful.
Amazing.
In what sense? Just the scrappiness of it?
Well, a lot of ways, I think for sure the scrappiness, because I was with parents who had to figure out their way in the world. I always like to describe it as like maybe getting as far as the college dorms and never leaving. So I was growing up with my parents.
Wow.
By the way, if my mom was here, she'd be like, where are we going in this conversation? So it really taught me how to be resourceful. But I think it taught me a lot about community, that upbringing. And it's so interesting because I think a business is a community. And I'm always seeking another commune. Even like the last place I lived in Venice, I moved 18 of my friends into the same apartment building.
That's
so we
a
all
dream.
had our little cottages.
Dream.
Yeah, it was like
All I want is a compound and a commune with my friends. Like we talk about it all the time.
it's all I want too. And like the older we get, I feel like the more removed we get from community.
Yeah.
And that's all I want.
Yeah.
So I'm like kind of returning to my roots.
Yeah.
Commune
It's
coming
actually
soon.
one of the number one markers of longevity. Is
Right.
When they
Isn't that
study
blue zone
it, in the
places
blue
do
zones,
that?
when they boil it down to one of the biggest determining factors for longevity is community. And every time we watch the cult documentaries, we want in the beginning. Because we're like, I want to grow my own food. I
wanna grow
want
my
to
own
raise
food.
your
Yeah, you
children.
One of the ones
And
who
like,
said the cult word.
no. I'm saying
All communes, they all start as a commune.
they all start as a commune, but every time I'm like, I want in so bad.
Like how fun did the beginning of Wild Wild Country look?
That's what I'm saying.
It looked
right.
like a party.
But why? Here's my question: Why do the communes always have to break up when they're
why does it
set
go to that
with such great
place?
intention? Like, why is there always a breakup?
I have thought about that so much myself.
Yeah.
And I think there's like, you even see it in like communities that are like, maybe like in a religious community, or I've been in business communities. And I think it usually stems from someone who goes rogue and
I think it's like
takes
a
it in.
power thing.
It powers the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've found like for example, the 12 steps are, I think that's like, to me, I love looking at communities that thrive and have that longevity. And there's no singular leader. So the power is a very even dynamic. I'm in like this business group called YPO, and like there's it's very level. And I think it is that quest for power that ultimately disrupts everything.
Yeah,
Like
I mean-
Lord of the Flies.
right.
Yeah. Well, I
Right.
think they say I'm part of a 12-step program, and they say
You're part of the 12 strip.
with the mother load of 12-step programs. But one of the most beautiful things about it is that there's no mix of money and power. It's free. You put $1 in the basket. Nobody owns that money. Nobody's profiting. There's no gain if you're a member. So, and there's no leader. So there's not far you can go with that.
And I think that's what keeps that community so healthy.
I do too.
And thriving.
Yeah, I think it's incredible.
Me too.
I think that power in human beings is really tricky. And especially, I think that when you put a lot of pure-hearted people together and you open their hearts and they're vulnerable, that it also, it's a moth to a flame.
Yeah.
It attracts a lot of darkness,
Right.
That is really true.
right? And that's so sad.
So when it broke up and you guys were leaving Orcas Island, was Malibu, like how did Malibu come about?
Bringing us right back onto the journey. So we left Orcas.
I'm like, I need to know everything.
And then, and I haven't yet, this is a funny new addition to the story. We moved to a place called Marietta Hot Springs.
Okay.
And
Oh, yeah,
it was this beautiful hot springs resort that just reopened. And I'm so excited to go visit it because that was actually where I grew up.
How crazy.
And that's where the spa was. And so I grew up like in a mineral spa.
Oh my God.
Is that outside of Santa Barbara?
No, it's actually the opposite. It's inland, like
Inland.
towards Temecula.
Oh, like south.
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
South. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm thinking Two Bunch vibes with what they redid with it.
Oh, love Two Bunch.
Same.
Yeah.
But that vibe is
Have you been to
the
Two
best.
Bunch? That's where we need to go. Side note.
You do.
Yeah.
Can confirm. So we moved there, and then we eventually made our way to Malibu because my mom built a practice doing cranial sacral work and healing body
my
work, and she was an
God.
incredible healer. She heard there were really good public schools in Malibu, and we
Where'd
moved
you go?
there. I went to Malibu.
You went to Malibu High?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I did.
Okay. So Malibu. I'm just, this
We're going to have
whole
to have your
journey-
mom back too.
I think you will.
Like, I think
Yeah.
we need to.
We need the whole
She is
both
the
sides of everything.
cutest person, and
Sounds
she's
like-
turning 70 and looks like so young and she wants to talk about turning 70.
It's great. It's a big deal.
But she just has, I think, such a unique approach to longevity that's really focused on simplicity versus needing all of these external services, that it's really something that's like a committed practice in our own life daily.
She sounds rad.
She really is.
I feel like my mom and her mom would get down.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And growing up in that kind of environment and with your mom being a healer and practitioner and all of those things, what were your belief systems? Did you take on hers, your father?
I went through some rebellious phases.
Okay.
I got really preppy for a couple years.
Sick.
I had like
amazing.
I got really preppy. Then I was a big Deadhead and followed the Grateful Dead. So I tried all of the phases out. The thing that I think I really got into was I was the oldest, and we had a single mom who was supporting us. So if we wanted something, we had to be very entrepreneurial. I first had a paper route to pay for summer camp. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. I can make all this money and then get to do what I want. So when Osea was getting mixed up in the bathtub and in the kitchen at like 16, I was like, oh, I know how to do this. I can run the business with you. So I think that was...
It was that early on that you joined.
I've been working on Osea for 24 years.
Oh my goodness.
We're 27 years old. I had a little time off where I helped to build a hula hoop company, which was a hula hoop.
Love that so much.
I'm dead.
So it was my little break in between Osea, and then I came back.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
hula hoop. I mean, that's amazing.
I think it shocks people when they realize Osea is 27 years old.
Yeah.
That just shocked me.
Yeah.
And people are like, congrats on your new business.
You're like, no.
Actually, she's older than you are.
Yeah.
And half the time at our events, all of the influencers are like, we were born in 1996. And they're like, oh, we were born after that.
Right. It's always a nice little wake up.
It truly is. And I like to say that Osea is having her Saturn return right now. But I really love to share the length of our journey.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so important to talk about the slow road, and people see us as an overnight success. And
Oh my goodness.
the farthest thing from. And I think people are so shocked when they hear I shipped orders for a decade. I've had every job in the company. We were in the garage for way longer than we were out of the garage.
Wow.
And I think it's so important to hear, like, there can be a slow build to really great success.
Yeah. What a
love
great
that.
message.
Especially for women. Yeah. It's a really important message for women that it's not like you have to hit it by 20 or it's not going to happen. That you can take your time and develop something and it will grow if you put the work in.
I didn't get successful even remotely until after my mid-30s.
Right.
Like my 40s, I'm admitting it, in my 40s. But really my late 30s is when I started to become successful. And there were so few examples of that.
And then what about your mom was how old when that happened?
Oh my gosh, she's the first to say it in her 50s and 60s.
Right.
She's like the most successful in her 70s.
That's so cool.
Which she'll be in, yeah.
Right.
But that's hot.
It is so cool. I mean, I've always like loved your company and your products, and knowing the story that it is you and your mom, you know, everything behind it. It's so cool because it just makes it that much cooler that like the product stands alone and speaks for itself, but just the whole story with it and people hearing it and knowing the origins and the love and everything that's gone into it just makes it that much more special.
That's such a compliment. Thank you.
But it's true.
No, it's true. It's also the intention behind it.
Yes.
There's a lot of brands. There's a lot of skincare products. There's a lot of products, period. And a lot of them are designed to make money.
Right.
Yeah.
And they are not designed to actually help and to heal and to nourish and to help you grow into the most beautiful version and what you're putting on your body.
Right. What's going into your
body
system.
that is pure, and like the intention behind that, having the reach it does.
Anytime I bring up, you know, Osea or any product from there, every single person is like, Oh my God, I love Osea so much.
too.
Oh my God, I love this. Oh my God.
It's so crazy to me. A lot of times when I introduce myself, I'll say, oh, I have a company with my mom. And they'll say, what is it? And I say, Osea, like kind of with a question mark. And they're like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And
They're like,
because
It's the
to
best.
put it into perspective, I spent 20 years telling people about Osea and they had zero idea what I was talking about. The thing I'm so proud of it, though, is that since 1996, our mission and vision and look and feel and tone and logo and packaging have all been the same. And
How cool.
I think it just like speaks so strongly to my mom's vision. She has been so steadfast that Osea is just about something larger than ourselves. And we make the perfect team because she does all the product and she is a total perfectionist with the product and I do the business. So we like to say we're a perfect brain together.
Yeah. And the name.
Ocean, sun, earth, and atmosphere. It shouldn't be such a
I never knew
surprise.
that.
Never knew that. I didn't know how to pronounce it for the longest time.
We get that too. Ocean, sun, earth, and atmosphere is representative of the 4 elements of nature and the elements of life.
That's amazing.
And our own connection to our well-being and how deeply it's tied to nature and the elements.
That's so cool. Support comes from Thrive Cosmetics. My makeup routine, I like to keep it limited, but I always like a little eye. And let me tell you, Thrive Cosmetics has the best colors for fall. From fresh-faced and radiant to autumn glam, spice up your fall routine with Thrive Cosmetics. Thrive Cosmetics beauty products are certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. It's easy to see why their bestsellers have thousands of 5-star reviews. I was wearing their lip tint the other day. I actually wore it while I was traveling on a very, very long flight. I landed, and guess what? My lips were still tinted. It was amazing. Brighten up your fall look with Thrive Cosmetics, luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/broad. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/broad for 20% off your first order. Broad Ideas is supported by Quince. Oh, I love Quince. Love it so much. I'm really looking forward to the weather as it turns cooler. You know, pumpkin, football games, coziness, such coziness, and slipping into a very cozy sweater from Quince. Quince is known for their Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. And it's not just that. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That includes beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. How are they able to do that? By partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost of the middleman, which passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And of course, premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel in every piece.
Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/ideas for 365-day returns. Plus, you get free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/ideas to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/ideas.
I have a random ass question.
Yeah.
How is it for you? Because we've talked about this in different ways, but how is it for you having worked so hard for something and watching it grow and it becoming a success? I would imagine you're treated different as a result of by what you've created. Does that happen? Do you feel like there is a difference in the way people treated you day one to the way people treat you now?
Yeah. And I love that you're asking that question because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. Because only recently have I noticed that I'm treated differently. Internally in the company, I think people are way more scared of me. And maybe it's not scared, but there's a lack of like casualness and fun, but it's really external where I notice it. And I think I've told myself that I've not really led. I wouldn't say I'm a forward-facing founder. So I've had this story that like my ego isn't tied to my success. And I've been noticing the little hit that I get when someone says, Osea, whoa. and I've, growing up in LA, I had lots of friends who were celebrities and I watched them and that treatment. So I've been around that and I see how I get it a little bit and I see how it's a little addictive.
It's a dopamine hit.
Yeah. And the reason I know that I have it is because I started noticing the flip side. And now I think it's pretty funny how I started saying, oh, I'm still so surprised that people say it. I was so surprised. Now when someone's like, oh, what is that? I notice this little flint in me and I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah. You're like, what do you mean?
And that's really something in the past year because while we were really blowing up, it was COVID. So I had this really unique perspective because I was like not out in the world while we were having our most visible moment. So for like 2 to 3 years, I wasn't out meeting people, seeing people. And like once life got fully back into like everything was in full swing and I was going to dinners and events, I landed on the other side of it. So I love that question because I've really been thinking about it. And I don't want that, but then also I worked really hard to get it, so can't I have it?
Right. It's a confusing dynamic to hold, right? To like fully live into your success and feel the benefits of it because you worked that hard to get it, and then also not let it be the thing that takes you from what the real success is, right?
Totally. I feel that way financially too, because I think because we were in Malibu, everyone always assumed we were really wealthy, but we were like renting a little house and sleeping outside to make our house feel bigger and have more fun. And we've done really well with the business. And I've had that same inclination to like hide it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's something that's so specific to women or it feels like those two things are part of the same conversation.
They are.
Yeah.
I think it's also like, how do you practice humility while also practicing abundance at the same time?
Oh, right. But also
Right?
Yeah. Right. But also proud. Like, there's, the balance of that. Like, you're just proud that something you've poured everything into is now a success, and you want to be able to express that pride and like feel that way and not feel like you have to truncate it or hide it in any way.
And it's so satisfying to have worked so hard for something.
Like you deserve all the successes, all the comments, all the attention on it.
I love that you two as friends actually have this conversation.
We had it at lunch.
We had it just before you got here.
Before you got here, we were eating and had this conversation on, I don't know,
yeah, like on a version of that of like, oh, I notice people treat you different when X, Y, and Z. And what does that feel like? Like, is it a good feeling or a bad feeling? Or, someone said, I think she said this very openly, like Nikki Glaser, the comedian. She was talking about how she's been doing this a really long time, doing comedy. And then she did this Tom Brady roast and everybody went crazy over it. And now these people that once treated her one way are treating her a completely different way. And it's an icky feeling to be like, but wait, you weren't nice to me before, but now you are because I'm on the other side of the velvet rope.
That part feels really icky.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And some people can take that and make it feel really good, and then you get addicted to that dopamine hit, and then you can lose your identity in that. Because if you don't have those accolades, who are you?
Totally. And the thing I think about is like nothing lasts forever.
Right.
And everything happens in cycles and changes. And so I think that's why I think about this conversation. It's so cool. Well, to double use the word cool. We're really cool right now.
Right.
So cool.
So cool.
Right.
And I believe in the longevity of the brand forever. And it might not be that cool in 10 years. And then how do I feel about it? So,
I mean, but the products are the products, and
That's
they're
the-
wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
I think we should talk about them a little bit.
Okay,
I
great.
feel like
I'd
our
love
listeners
to.
are going to want to know, like, the most popular, what they do, what, you know, I mean, I know what I love. I don't want to get the names wrong of like the specificity of this. But the scrub, you know, in the tub for the shower, bath, or whatever, the salty sugar.
the salts of the earth.
Yes.
Yes.
The pink one.
The pink one.
It's so good.
It is my daughter steals mine. She's only 9.
It
Obsessed.
makes me so happy that she's using that one because it's such a clean product.
I love that.
And some of the products for kids have such
Oh.
scary
the worst.
ingredients.
Oh my
It's
God.
actually so upsetting.
It's so
the
upsetting.
fragrances,
I know.
it's so upsetting. So, okay, our number one bestseller. I love the range of this conversation. I feel like
we go
on a
all over.
journey.
Broad ideas.
It's broad.
We're very
broad.
Yeah.
Broad. Thinking about like saying things I think I've only thought about in my head.
We
That's
love
what
that.
you're here for.
Great. I feel it. Our most popular product is called Undaria Algae Body Oil. And
Yep.
I have to say a couple of things about that product. She launched in 2010, and there was like not a category called body oil. And I used to have a joke about this product that it was like the most unscalable concept of a product, and I would make fun of it and like be like, oh, that's so classic my mom. Because the way that we make it is we hand harvest Undaria algae, it's the third fastest growing sea plant invasive species. We harvest it, cut it at the base of the plant, and then it like grows back a couple months later, sun dry it, and then take the algae and barrel soak it with botanical oils for 3-ish months, depending on the season and the heat. And then, so it breaks down the cell walls of the seaweed, absorbs all the nutrients. Then we put essential oils and yummy scents in, so it smells really good. And that's like a very long process to make the product. So it was probably like our number 20 bestseller until 2018 when Victoria Beckham discovered that product.
Oh, forget it.
And I'm like just constantly love to say what a kind person she is. She posted about it and saw that our house had burned down in the fires, sent us a DM and said, I'm so sorry to see this, and then proceeded to post about us so many times. At this point,
I had
it was
chills
the
all over my
sweetest thing.
body.
There was like 3 people working in the business at this point. We were a teeny little company, and it just started to create this visibility, and it was the right moment when there was awareness growing of like the skin on our body as just as important as the skin on our face. And we just built so much buzz, and that became our number one bestseller.
Wow.
And so the body oil is like, it's in year, I don't even know what year it is now, 14 that it's been around.
14.
And now it's our number one. So we have a lot of other products around that line. So that's our best-selling body care product. And then our top facial product is the Dream Night Cream that just launched in January.
I don't know if I have that.
I don't think I have
a
that.
half one in my bag I can leave you with. So you have to wait no
I don't
longer.
know if I have that one.
It's has bioretinol, vegan collagen.
Dang it.
It's so I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah.
It's so nice. It's a night cream because I think
love a
people
night
really
cream.
love a specific night cream. I
don't have a night cream.
lazy
No, I do.
user.
Me
I
neither.
use it morning, noon, and night. But for those seeking a night cream, it's perfect for night. I didn't have a night cream either because I
don't
didn't
ha-
make
yeah.
one because I can only use Osea.
Right,
There's
of
no other
course.
product.
No,
for
there's
me.
no other product.
Obviously.
No chance.
Oh my God. No, I need that. I love the roller. The
Day Glow.
the eye
the
roller.
Ocean Eyes.
The Ocean
that
Eyes.
one is
Yeah.
one of my top favorites.
Yep.
And I actually really love to keep it in the fridge in the summer too.
Such a good idea.
It's so firming and toning. And then my personal favorite, not the most popular product at all, it's called the Day Glow Face Oil.
That's what you have on right now?
It is what I have
It's
on.
gorgeous.
And once
Yeah.
someone gets hooked on that, I think it is just, it like gives so much glow to your
Is
face.
that just your skin right now?
Are you guys being serious? Yes.
But you don't have like makeup on it or
No.
anything.
It's just the oil?
No, this is my skin after like having
Wait, you said you didn't sleep. Why?
Someone like opened the door to our apartment. My girlfriend's in New York. I flew in last night and like she was there alone and came home and someone had propped open the door.
Ew.
Yeah. So we were very worried. I was like on the phone with her. We were trying to figure out what to do. So it was like
scary.
It was really
Yeah, just a
scary.
night of
and everything
nerves.
was fine. We don't understand what happened.
Oh, weird.
The whole place got checked out. No one was there. And it's getting rekeyed. So
Good. Whoa. Good idea.
Then we ended up sleeping on as if this was going to do anything, but
Like on FaceTime?
Just on speaker.
On speaker?
Yeah, I looked down and we were on like a call for hours.
That is, I love that.
That's really
I get
At
it.
like 7,
get it
she was
too.
like, "Hello," and I woke up and I was like, "Oh, you're there."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sweet.
that is sweet.
I've done that with my daughter if I'm away, like on FaceTime.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course I have.
cute.
Okay, wait, I have questions.
Okay.
So the face oil, like my skin is so sensitive. So anytime I've tried an oil, like I get like bumps or whatever. Is it just like the type of skin I have, or do you think it's just
Is
product
your
related?
skin oily?
No, it's very dry.
I would say that this oil, it's basically fragrance free. There's a little bit of chamomile in there, so it smells nice.
Yeah.
but it's really calming and soothing.
So it's like very good for sensitive skin.
I think it is really for sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin on your body too,
Yeah.
my personal favorite for body, I love the body oil,
Yes.
but I've moved on to the hyaluronic body serum. It's eczema. We just had an eczema seal put on it by the eczema board.
Really?
But we haven't tested this yet, so I'm sure the PD team will be like, you can't really say this, but I'm going to. I've gotten those bumps like KP on the back of my arms for years, and they're gone using this.
Really?
Yes. So I'm like,
Can you put it in your ear? I know that
What?
sounds so weird.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, I need more. I need to know more, please.
I have like itchy ear syndrome, and they said, well, it could be eczema in your ears, like just right here in the inside.
I would try it. I'm just going to put it out there. Can I tell you something really frustrating? It's not like product related. I had to buy Olive because I threw out my back. And it's blue, right? Like Olive is blue. And I've never thought about this. The first inactive ingredient is fucking color blue, whatever, that's so toxic and horrific for you. But there's no reason for it.
There's blue dye?
Yes.
Why do you think that the Advil gel
It's
caps
blue.
are blue?
So I only buy my
my
Advil
God.
when I go to Canada. They have the extra strength and it's clear.
As it
it's
should be.
not blue.
There's a brand.
Sorry, I'm so heated.
No,
I was
you
like,
should be heated.
I had never
That's
thought. My
so
friend pointed it
disturbing.
out to me. She's like, "Did you ever think?" And I'm like, "I've never thought about it. That the liquid gels are fucking blue."
Because it's all, I realized that, and I can't believe I didn't think of it too. Same when Genexa, have you seen that
yes,
brand?
yeah.
I bought like a
Acetaminophen or something.
and it was just like plain color, and I was like, wait, why?
I know, Genexa is
and why
great.
is Advil the other one candy coated?
Candy coated sugar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What, you
right.
don't
And
need
then they
that?
put the dye
Decoded.
in the kids' ones.
Yeah.
Obviously, you
Of
can get it
course.
without the dye now.
Yes, but
We're like kids'
Genexa does
Tylenol.
have acetaminophen for kids, which is Tylenol, but clear. Like there's nothing in it.
Because
like
why
not
would
the
you need
bat,
color
whatever.
in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this turns
Sorry.
out that we're really endorsing Genexa here.
I know,
but it's
sorry.
actually a
But no,
cool
but it's a-
space and an important
Yes.
one because when
Yes.
you start to think about all
the
the
shit
areas
that's put in stuff. I could not believe the dye.
with-
Is that insane?
Sad. That's sad.
with no
It's so
regulation.
Right.
Because that's not the kind of thing that's going to get regulated. And I mean, there's so much complexity around ingredients. We've been working on legislation since the early 2000s. My mom testified in Sacramento because there was originally a lot of legislation not even banning ingredients in cosmetics, but actually creating labeling laws. Because if you're not a food or drug, it's so complex, but there's very little regulation on cosmetics.
That's what I was going to ask next. I want to know what your thoughts are on it.
Well,
Like makeup, because you're not wearing makeup. And I wish I could not wear makeup. But because I had acne, I feel like I have the acne scars.
Well, I think you could not wear makeup.
I mean, I
She is
could not
gorgeous
wear
without
makeup.
makeup. She sounds like a real asshole right now.
What?
I said you're gorgeous without makeup.
That's really sweet. But I don't feel, here's the truth. I don't feel comfortable because of the acne scarring. But I'm looking at your face feeling
Yeah, like-
I
and you know
don't
who
want
else
to wear
does
makeup.
this? So is Sarah. Who
Sarah.
like
no
gorgeous.
makeup.
No makeup
Stunning.
and just stunning.
Yeah.
But
Teresa too. But Sarah has like the skin situation where she always has like
she's always the right
she
oil
uses
layer.
Osea,
She does. She's always glowing.
Yeah.
She's ridiculous.
That's one of the coolest trends, I think, in beauty that's been happening. They call it like the skinification of makeup, that skincare has become the new focus.
Yes.
And one of the things I find about, I think whatever makes someone feel good is what they should do.
Sure.
For me, well, first of all, I don't even know how to use makeup. So I don't know how to do it. But it takes a little bit of a shift with your skin. And like you start to get used to it. And like as you give your skin more time to breathe, I think like your glow comes back. That is completely unscientific, but I've watched a lot of people. I don't have it to give you. I was really bad at science. But I think you have beautiful skin. And if you just like think about putting more products on throughout the day, like more oils and serum and moisture, like more you apply.
I want you to give me, I'm giving you a job. Do you like that? I want you to give me a routine with all Osea, like, because I've been asked
here's
this,
what I want you to do.
But I've been asked this lately, like, what's your beauty routine, your skincare routine, whatever. And I literally have nothing. I am the most simple. And a makeup artist recently was like, you need a routine.
Okay. Like, you have come to the right woman for this job.
Thank God.
Because I love simple.
Okay.
I will give you like a step-by-step.
I want a
cleanser.
step-by-step.
I think the minimum, like the most minimal thing that's like still really giving you strong anti-aging.
Yes.
Cleanser.
Yes.
And if you really want to be lazy, just wash your face at night.
Yep. I'm the laziest face washer. Sometimes I just use a makeup remover wipe.
But the night, if you
it.
think about it practically, if you're just going to do it once, think of the time you're sleeping. You're giving yourself clean skin while you sleep, and you don't need to wash it when you wake up.
You totally.
I don't ever wash my face.
It's great if you do. Oh, you don't?
No.
She doesn't.
Let me tell you.
I'll be like, hand me the face cleanser. And she's like, what?
Anything I use, if it's not, like I will take a wet washcloth.
That's actually sometimes you're better off with water than a lot of other products.
I can't, I haven't been able to, I should say.
We have a cleansing milk. The cleansing milk would be perfect for you.
Okay.
So cleansing milk, serum, moisturizer.
Okay.
And then sometimes, like I think it's kind of intuitive. Sometimes you'd maybe just do oil. Like wipe your face with water and oil.
Okay.
Just like kind of have them out and then make it your palette.
Okay.
This goes against everything in all of our marketing, but like I think you know what your skin needs that day.
Yeah.
So like a cleanser you might not need every day.
Do you have any exfoliating situation for the face?
We do, but I don't think you need it.
Okay, because the makeup artist told me I needed to exfoliate.
I think if you just did a little face washing, you'd probably be in good shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what about under the eyes? Because I don't do anything under my eyes.
The eye serum. Eyes are the area that really need it.
Okay, so I've never done
See,
it.
I want the whole
ocean
list.
eyes and an eye cream on top if you're really doing it.
Have you tried the ocean eyes?
I don't have the ocean eyes.
The little roller?
What I've had is the pump of the green.
The serum.
No, the face wash.
Oh, the ocean cleanser.
Oh my
That's
God.
my daily
It's kind of
cleanser.
sexual. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels so good.
Nothing could make my mom happier to hear. When we launched the products when I was like 18, I would be going to do trainings and she like came out with a bath oil that was aphrodisiac. Yeah. And I was so embarrassed about the amount she would talk about sex at like events and trainings.
This is my mother.
Yeah. They probably do need to
Yes.
eat. Yeah. She's a huge believer that a lot of sex helps you stay younger. That's like her thing.
My mother, since I first had sex as a teenager, would get down in detail of all the things that should be happening.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way.
With your friends too?
Oh, God, yeah. She studied tantric sex. She can teach us all about everything, and she uses the right terms, and she's like a sex goddess.
She's a
So
sex
maybe I
expert.
want to meet your mom.
Yeah, please.
I think my mom gets to talk about sex with my friends more than me because I'm like,
that's
it's
the
too
same
much.
as me.
It's too
I can't.
much.
Right, it's your mother. I'm like, don't come to me.
But you're getting tips.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're getting tips. Like she's always like, it's cunnilingus. And I think I said it once on the Wendy Williams show and they bleeped it out in her face. Like she was in such horror that I said this word. But that's just like my mom, you know?
Yeah.
who was like naturally saying, oh, it's cunnilingus.
Yeah, of course.
She's just naturally a sexual. She's like, we're all sexual beings.
Yeah, and then
the trees
the
are
yoni
sexual.
and-
The,
yeah.
the leaves are alive with sexuality. And she's just like alive with sexuality.
I think our moms sound very similar.
They're soul sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
isn't there something kind of sexual about a really good, like the
Like face cleanser? Like the ocean?
Yes.
You said
It's
it,
like
what is
the
it? The ocean
feel.
cleanser?
It's like there's. It's like it.
That's how I feel
feels
about the
good.
anti-aging body balm.
That is
That-
like that's what we want you to feel.
yeah.
That's
It's my
what we want for
favorite.
Osea to like what I work on every day with Osea is I want it to just make people feel good. And like in our marketing, I want like I'll sometimes go into an Instagram caption and be like, this word just like doesn't make you feel good. And like with our models who are never models that we choose. And like just we're always just trying to like make it feel inclusive and warm.
Love
but
it.
then the biggest part of it is how you feel when you put the products on.
That's right.
And we want you to have like that sensorial experience of like being in a spa. And it's not actually a spa. It's like that concept of a spa of like
No,
when
it
you're
is.
like taking that little moment of pause.
Yeah.
I heard someone say something actually this morning of like that he was building this practice that every time he got in the car, he just paused and did 3 deep breaths. And I was like, that actually, I want to do that.
I
because-
need to do that.
Yeah, like it sounds that idea of like 3 breaths.
That's it.
That if the 3 of us just paused right now and took a deep breath, it would reset the whole energy
Yeah.
of the room.
Are we going to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Totally.
Yeah.
She's still going.
I was only on 2.
Now.
Oh, I thought we were just doing one.
That's why I used to smoke cigarettes.
I'm going to,
It was
inhale.
not for the cigarette. Like I didn't know what I really needed was those deep inhales. It was a need. You know?
And like what a gift for us to give ourselves.
Seriously.
So simple.
That's it. Yeah. I'm going to give such a heavy endorsement to the anti-aging body balm. Every time I would get out of the shower, if I was going on a date with this particular person, I would make sure to slather myself all in it. Not only does your skin feel like heaven, and it's like shiny and like attractive and like pretty,
so
and
good.
but it smells so good. So that was like my scent that he associated with me.
Oh, I love
So it was like a ritual.
Yeah.
And I still do it because I'm obsessed with it. It's actually almost empty. That reminds me. I have a
Those
whole
are the
we can help.
slew.
those little rituals can change. It sounds so simple, but I believe in practicing gratitude for the smallest luxury.
Yeah.
The gratitude of that will change your day. Like when I wash my face with the green cleanser, I don't
The
just
ocean cleanser.
The
The
ocean
ocean
cleanser.
The scent of that.
I don't
to me.
just go like that and wash my face and be done. I always stop and breathe it in and feel. It makes me feel rich, and I don't mean rich in a like I love money way. I mean rich in a way of like this is giving like extra. What's the word?
The best kind of rich. Of
Like rich, like lavished and nurtured and cared for. And you take that one moment to start your day that way, you have a better day. You appreciate other things because you took that moment to wake up your senses, to feel, to give gratitude. Like it's just a face cleanser, but it's a lot. It's like a.
I have to say,
Yeah.
I feel so rich myself right now in this conversation. Everything you just said is everything we're trying to do. It's not our forward facing mission because we know it's a little out there.
Yeah.
But our entire goal is just to raise consciousness. And our belief is that the easiest way to do that is through kindness to yourself and to others. And in the sense of the product, my mom's intention truly was to create that moment where you had that little pause where you felt, I mean, the way you described it was actually better than we could describe it. That's what we want. And like, our belief is that that little moment will carry into your next action. Maybe
Yes.
like let someone go in front of you in traffic, or just have a lighter way in the world. And that is exactly what we're doing. And I think on some level it sounds so out there because we're making skincare products.
No.
But it is that moment. Thank you. So thank you for
Wow,
saying.
that makes me really emotional because what you're doing is landing exactly like that.
Me too.
You know, and to me, there's no small things. When things are made with intention and then someone experiences it in the way you set out for, that's like divine purpose.
Truly.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh.
We're all
That
just
is
like,
divine purpose.
It is.
Yeah.
it is.
And that's like the reminder of being on the right path.
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
100%. I love but it's so cool to just starting from like this, company and everything, but all that it encompasses and what you guys have done and like even the conversations it's bringing up.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
May 4th. I'm a Taurus.
A Taurus. I love Taurus.
What about you guys?
I'm a Libra.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are the perfect best friend pair too.
Is that true?
Yeah, I feel like it like super grounded.
Oh.
And are you like super organized, grounded?
In the weirdest ways organized, grounded. Yeah, I would say I'm very grounded.
Very organized in.
Like my shopping cart at the grocery market, it'll be perfectly like I put the things like perfectly in.
That's
But
very
my
Virgo.
clothes are a shit show.
But that's probably like your creative expression.
But
Yeah,
she
I would
knows
like to
where
say that.
everything is.
If there's a pile of clothing, I know exactly what's on the bottom of that pile and where to get it when I need it.
How long have you two been friends?
25 years? Is that right?
Maybe even more at this point.
I can't do math.
I
That's
can't
not. I'm not a math brain.
Maybe like 25, 26,
Yeah.
but knew of each other for like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think like deep female friendship. Talk about the ultimate like anti-aging
Oh my God.
longevity tool in life.
It is. I always talk about like my best friends are my lifelines. Like they have gotten me through everything. And those are the most important relationships I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Same.
We outlast all relationships. You know what I mean?
And there's been many.
Gosh, I never thought of that, but when it's true. My friendships will, because they have so many years on them.
Right.
But do you know what freaks me out is that I was thinking about it not that long ago because my mom's 81, 82. And it's like by the time, God willing, all said and done, my friendships are going to have outlasted even my parents.
Oh, geez. I didn't know you were going there. I thought you were talking about her trips she goes on every year.
No, my mom's been going on the same trip to Santa Barbara with her high school friends she's 81, since they graduated 70 years.
Oh my
something,
gosh.
or no,
60-something years.
65
Yeah.
years or something like
Isn't
that.
that crazy?
That's
With the same
The
group of girls.
most inspiring.
Isn't that
thing.
so cool? Isn't she
Yeah.
there right now? Or
They're
is she
called the
back?
Vagabonds.
Oh, they have
They have a name. Okay.
How many are in the group?
I think there's like 6 left.
Oh, that's a full group.
Oh, no, it's a full group. They were the Vagabonds at North Hollywood High. It was a thing. And they are still meeting once a year, every year, same place.
Have you guys ever interviewed the Vagabonds?
No, that
Oh
would
my
be.
God. That would be amazing.
I'm asking.
Or just her
selfishly.
mom alone. Like we should have Patricia on.
That's so funny. But yeah,
That's like that's the story I want to hear, to like have that memory and understanding of like the longevity and importance of those relationships.
it's really crazy. Yeah, because you're friends. So are you still friends with people you grew up in Malibu with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night, actually, I mean, you're going to be like, wow, I was all over the place. Last night I was in Chicago.
I'm sorry, what?
Yesterday I did a double flight, and this is actually a really funny story. So I was flying from Austin to New York last month, and I got seated next to Nancy Pelosi. And I was like, I think she might actually be like the biggest celebrity ever because I watched every single person knows who she is.
Yeah.
So she'd flown from San Francisco to Austin that morning, and she was flying from Austin to New York. The woman's in her 80s.
Yeah.
So I needed to be in Chicago yesterday, and I flew from New York to Chicago and then from Chicago to LA. So now we officially call it, I did a Nancy Pelosi because if she can do 2 flights in one day, I think I can too.
100%.
It's hilarious.
But I saw a friend that I have been friends with now for 27 years.
Aww.
And first of all, she was the original Osea user. We met because she worked at Fred Siegel.
Stop.
And where we launched the first account that we had.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh my
Which one?
God.
The Crescent Heights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The one.
the OG.
The one.
Yeah.
The one.
Yeah. You guys might know her. She grew up in the Valley. Lauren Silvers.
No, I don't think so. Do you know her?
I don't know. The name sounds familiar.
I
If
feel
I
like
see
in
a
the same-
face, I'm
you'd be like-
sure. Yeah.
She looks so incredible. She's like, this is what 27 years of Osea gets me.
Oh,
and she's far
gosh.
more diligent with her product usage than I ever could dream to be. But it was so cool to like see this woman that I've known for 27 years. So I do have a lot of friends still. Like
That's
I
so
consider
cool.
a 10-year friend a new friend at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know what I find interesting that you said to see this woman? I don't think I've ever called any.
Me, a woman?
Well, do you know what? I
You
love
know?
that you called that out because I actually think that's maybe the third time I've done that.
Okay.
Because when you were saying, like, I need you to give me a routine, I was going to say, oh, I'm the girl for the job.
Right,
and
girl.
I corrected myself
And you said woman.
I'm the woman for the job. And I never described myself that way.
How
And so
funny.
now maybe I'm on a new path.
Maybe
because
you've
I
arrived.
Actually said, oh, I saw like this girl yesterday that I haven't seen in years. Yeah, now I'm calling her a woman. We're
Wow.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never referred
When
to
do
me
we
as a
cross
woman.
over to that? Because like,
Well, for me,
No,
it
we're
was
like,
today.
we're still, yeah.
Today.
No, we're like, we're still girls.
yeah, because I'd be like, oh, it was this girl I grew up with. Because when I grew up with her, she was a girl, right?
Yeah. I would
I've
say,
never
I'm your
heard you
girl.
call anybody a woman. That
wasn't a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, aren't we women?
I'll
No.
jokingly say a lady.
Me too.
Yeah, a lady. But
I'll use that.
no, I've never ever said I'm the woman for the job. Yeah, today was my day.
I'm going to try it. I'm the woman for the job.
Yeah.
That sounds so weird.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try it. Correct. Try it.
Correct. I like have to
I'm your
control
woman.
the amount of times I say correct now.
We just
We
had
just
this
had this
conversation.
It's getting out of hand.
Okay, that's what she said.
I had no idea that I used it so much until I heard someone else use it. And then I was like, oh, I do that. And Rachel's like, you do that all the time.
All the time.
And then you're probably doing it now too.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
But
It's the new
not
literally.
as much as her.
It's the new literally.
It's the new literally.
Correct.
How do you feel?
It literally is.
How do you feel about people that
Literally?
say literally?
Instead of
aren't-
literally.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel something specifically, but I clock it every time.
Okay,
and
so
think,
you do feel
okay,
something.
Yeah, I do. I feel
Literally.
something. I feel
Isn't
something I'm
literally
not.
more like British.
Yeah, but if they're not British and
And
they're
they-
like,
like
oh, I was
mobile?
literally going,
It's specific.
it's very specific.
Literally, they
Yeah.
do it exactly that way.
Yeah.
I feel something. I just don't
Literally.
go into the
I
feeling
feel
fully.
something too.
Literally. Has there been a replacement for I mean?
I mean,
You know,
That was like an early aughts.
no.
But it was an early aughts thing.
It's
I
not,
mean,
is it not still going?
it is, but that's why I'm wondering, is there anything like equivalent to, or has anything new emerged?
rate that we're going, that's about to come back really hard because everything from the 90s is so cool now.
and early aughts
that
are
early
creeping
aughts are
in,
coming hard.
for
So,
sure.
I mean, it's not.
I mean,
I
but you know how much we said that?
yeah,
I mean,
a lot. We said that a lot.
a lot, literally.
Oh, literally is correct. Is the new
Correct.
literally. Did you discover that in this moment or you already knew that? You came knowing that knowledge?
You had
I
that
came
ready to go.
knowing that knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Well, on like within the past 20 minutes before getting here, I had that because I did something.
What'd you do?
Well, I am really into AI and
Okay.
exploring ChatGPT.
Okay.
So I decided I've never once listened to a podcast that I've been on.
Okay.
I like do them, then I never think about it again.
Right.
And if someone wants to talk to me about it, I'm like, please never speak.
I never
Yeah.
did that.
We're not doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Same.
So I uploaded 5 of my podcasts into a little GPT. And then I interviewed AI about my podcast performances.
What?
What? I'm not
I'm
joking.
scared.
Yeah, it's really crazy what's happening. And so I said, oh, can you tell me about Melissa and how she comes across in these podcasts? Warm, approachable, friendly. But then I said, are there things I say too much? And my call outs were,
All the time.
and literally. And then I said, what could I do to be better? And they suggested pauses. So I think I've been really trying to take pauses while I'm talking. Dramatic pauses. It also said that sometimes my voice is too monotone. So I should, and you guys know all about
That's
like,
actually rude.
I thought so
Okay,
too.
I know. I'm offended.
But I wanted to be offended, but it was actually quite complimentary. They said I was really good and
Okay.
authentic, but I was digging for feedback.
I'm scared.
And so, yeah, it's really
That it trips
scary.
me out so much. Like I can't even begin to start to wrap my head around it.
It's really interesting.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it because I think we just have to understand what's happening.
Agreed.
And so I try and use it in these like very low stakes ways. Like I could definitely ask someone on my team, hey, could you tell me how my podcasts, how they sound? No one would be as blunt because they have like a human filter. But I've tried to use AI in some cool ways. Like I've uploaded blood work and said like, can you tell me how this has evolved over the past 5 years? My iron levels have been going down. So I started supplementing. And my doctor didn't pick that up.
My husband does that. He runs it all. He's a doctor and he runs it all through to make sure he's not missing anything. If like he does all his diagnosis, all the blood work, all the things, run it through to be like, is there anything else I didn't pick up?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
It probably creates more space for him to think critically
100%.
because he has kind of like a thought partner. So that's why I decided to try and, I was doing this podcast. I was like, oh, you guys are really cool. This is a big podcast. I'm going to test myself through AI. And that's where
Wow.
literally
So
came
this
up.
whole time you've been talking, you've been taking intentional pauses?
Well,
I didn't feel
like,
it.
I didn't feel it.
for me, I usually go on total play. So I think I took like 3 intentional pauses.
That's great.
Like
That's
that.
cool. So Jeff did that. My husband did it for me because I read like this really mean comment about myself. And he was like, hold on.
Was that recent? Is this recent?
This was semi-recently, not that recent.
Okay.
You know, because I don't like to not read because I do think there's valuable information sometimes in the critique that I'm like, I want to learn. I want to get better. I don't want to completely ignore it, but I also don't want to hurt my own feelings. So he was like, I'm going to go to ChatGPT and see what the overall feel is for Olivia Allen as a host.
Oh my God. You
And
didn't
it was
tell me
like,
this.
it was like, here are her strong suits. Here's what she's good at. Here's what the things, here's where she could use some improvement.
What was it all?
It was like 70 to 80. It was 70% favorable. It was like 70% favorable. She's authentic, relatable, blah, blah, blah. Here's where she could use work is making sure not to talk over guests or to interrupt. Like it just points out things that you can improve upon.
Did you take that into account?
I always try and take that part into account anyways.
I wish you would have just jumped in on her and started talking.
I think I would get a review of cutting people off. So actually, I'm going to have to go follow up on that.
It's hard not to when you're excited about what people are talking about.
Yeah.
I get that. I think if I heard all these things, I would be too in my head thinking about all the things they're like, you need to improve on.
You would forget in 2 minutes.
I would forget in 2 minutes. That's true.
I forgot until she just brought it up. I never
know, you
even
never
told
even
you
told me.
because I forgot.
Right. That's another thing.
Also, I feel like I forget a lot of things these days.
Cannot remember a single thing.
Anything. And I
Anything.
think that might be part of the age.
For sure.
Yeah.
The perimenopause. I don't know if you're there yet.
The
but
Perry party? I'm
Yeah.
at the party.
yeah.
Yeah, I really am. I always like to say too, like, I can't lie because I can't even remember the truth about anything. So I'll like see something I did and be like, I didn't even remember that, but I approve. I
Right.
agree with what I
Right.
did.
Right. Oh, it's so bad.
It's
It's so bad. I really,
Yeah, I lose words. I'll be like,
mid-thought.
Sweaters on the, what's that?
you do? That makes me feel so much better
She
because
does
I thought I
100%.
have a brain problem. I've been
No.
talking about it. with
Anytime I
ChatGPT.
walk into a different room, I have no idea what I'm going to get. Every time.
Yeah.
Do you lose words?
No, that's you.
You never lose words?
I mean, I'm sure I lose words, but not as much as you do.
I know I do lose words. It's scary.
I lose words. I don't forget stuff in the room as much, but I'll just be like the that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking to a friend and she was like, she's like, I was holding my kid's brush and I was like, I need like 10 less of these. And they're like, a comb? She's like, yes.
It's so rude that no one told us to like love your period in your 20s and 30s because it was going to get worse. Like no one told me that.
I'm currently just hemorrhaging.
No,
Yeah, that's
through
right.
like multiple stoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
No one says it.
No.
Why? Do you just hear about menopause?
There's no talk about perimenopause. Also, eyesight, that was a shock.
That was like
gone.
overnight. We were at a lunch with all of us 40 and above.
Going like this.
Like we were all like this, holding our phones out, looking at it. And we're like, when did that happen? And overnight.
Yeah.
So I had a friend recently tell me, and this is probably, I don't know if you do this or if you're very clean in what you eat, but she told me, I eat a lot of sugar. And she said when she quit sugar, her eyesight improved. And I was like, you can't convince me to quit sugar. You know, I want to
I can't
really
quit
bad, but
sugar.
she was like,
Sugar's my
your
only
eyesight-
vice. Well, and caffeine.
Mine's carbs. Like it's sugar, just
returns
one
to carbs,
step
yeah.
removed. It is sugar. The bread is my sugar.
I
know.
love bread so much.
Bread
I
is,
can't do it. It's just
but
so
she
good.
did say, she was like, once I quit sugar, I could see. And I was like, are you trying to trick me?
That actually would be a motivating factor.
I know. I thought
went
the
to
same
the-
thing because I can't see.
I went to the eye doctor like 2 years ago just because I felt like it was something I should do for the first time in life. I've had perfect vision. It was like, oh, your vision's really deteriorated. I thought I had some major like brain issue. I was like, I should get an MRI. I'm like, what are you talking about? This happens to everyone.
Yeah,
and it's
everybody.
only going to get worse.
Yeah.
And it has.
It's
I know.
100%. I really did laugh though when everyone picked up their phone. They were like this.
Yeah, it's like the minute you turn 40,
Everything
there it
starts to
goes.
But do you know what I have a hard line on? Is a
What?
flashlight on a menu.
Oh.
Oh.
I can't. I would rather not read. It's like my level of denial. Like,
Oh, I do it all the time.
See, I'm the opposite.
my girlfriend does it all the time, and she's like, "Are you uncomfortable now?"
yeah.
I love, like, as I am a grandmother, like inside my soul. So anything like that, I fully embrace.
I'll take a picture of the menu and zoom in.
Same. And then maybe I'm not using my flashlight.
Yeah.
You have a different
Picture
tactic.
zoom. Oh, I was at a conference yesterday, and there was a whole presentation, and I was taking pictures so I could zoom and read.
Yeah. Do you find yourself zooming on things that aren't zoomable?
Yeah,
Of course.
I'm always
on
like,
a menu.
yeah,
You try to enlarge it with your fingers.
That's the question. Is like, what's happening to our brains?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Don't get me started.
Because it's
on that.
actually frustrating that it's not zoomable.
Yeah, because like my fingers are ready to pinch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pinchy.
It's so funny.
It's so refreshing to talk about this, though.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I talk about it all the
Now
time.
hearing you both use your flashlights.
I use my
Things can be
flashlight.
changed.
Oh, I will bust out a flashlight. I have a book light. I have all the things.
She's like, I have a
I have a
portable
pack-
heater.
I do have a portable heater. I have a deck of cards in the purse.
Yeah.
Or in the carry-on.
Like spirit cards.
No,
like a deck of playing cards.
Oh, well, that's very cool. I think that's
Oh.
Yeah, that's
like
not
to
you
play
know,
cards at a.
But like granny like, right? Like
oh yeah.
yeah, and my cozy warm socks for my feet.
Well, maybe I think like grandma is cool. Coastal, there was that whole moment of grandma being cool too, like the coastal grandma vibes.
What is the coastal grandma vibe?
Oh, I'm very into TikTok and I like love
I'm not
all
on
the
TikTok.
trends.
Everyone's telling me I need. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's like,
I love it.
I love it too. It just like
What's
makes
coastal
me,
grandma?
I feel like that could be part of your aesthetic. It's like I'm not going to do it justice.
It's like a vibe.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what?
like-
You know
yeah,
coastal
it's-
grandma?
yeah,
Why
it's
is
like
she
the-
coastal
the
though?
thick
Is she
knitted
like a Laguna
sweater.
grandma?
No, it's more like Maine, East Coast, Nantucket grandma.
I like that vibe.
Kind
Yeah.
of like a Diane Keaton in
Exactly.
freaking,
Santa Barbara.
Yes.
Out on like a beach in December with a like thick sweater.
Love a thick sweater.
Yeah. Maybe with cozy socks.
Definitely with cozy socks.
Yeah. I think it would be
That
something
thick
you would
sweater,
be really
I bought like
into.
a grandma like sweater that you told me to return and Nicole told me to return.
Oh, she didn't
I
like
have
it
not
either?
returned it.
She didn't like it either?
No.
I would trust everything she does.
It's my my granny sweater.
See, when you said deck of cards, I went to more of my grandma vibe, which I was recently told by a 6-year-old that I look like Hocus Pocus. And I thought it was a huge compliment. Which is
You're like,
that my
"That's
girlfriend and I
amazing."
look like two of the Hocus Pocus
Pocus?
witches. We were like, we feel seen. So when you said deck of cards, I was like, well, yeah, me too. Because I have to pull out my
You're
spirit
like
cards.
spirit cards.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It's,
into
it's
that.
like everyone has their version
Yes.
of grandma where they're
We're
going.
learning mahjong.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Like with a group.
We did once.
we did
We
once.
did one group.
We'll invite you to a thing.
Oh my God, do you want to come to a mahjong
I'd
session?
love to.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have tiles now.
Oh, wow.
That's my, I'm so excited.
We're like, you want to come? You can break out your flashlight.
Yeah. And then I could do some ratings after.
Listen, I have a card table.
Do you have your cards?
No, I actually don't. I think I might have some in my backpack if I'm being honest.
What kind of readings do you do? I
I
live
don't
for this
actually do
stuff.
ratings. I just love to pull cards. Like
Me
to
too.
Yeah, just to
Ooh.
see.
Yeah.
If you walk in my mom's house, she's like, pull a card.
Have you guys ever had a tarot card reader on the show?
We should. My mom reads tarot, but we should have someone on.
We've had a
I have a
couple
good one for
mediums.
you.
We've had
you do?
medi-
Yes.
You do.
Do you know Angie Bannicky?
Is that the one that Sarah?
That's the
told us
one
about?
that Sarah used. We want her. Sarah was like, you have to have
You
her
have
on.
to
Yeah.
have her. She's one of my great friends. I'll link you with her.
Oh my God, please.
I mean, because she'll just like read you as she's going through the show. She's like,
we need to do that.
you'll love her. She's so cute. And she has this like way about her where she's like, she became a tarot card reader much later in life. She was in PR. And
What a shift.
The way she says it, she's like, I don't know. It just like came through me. And she has like this way about her gift that feels so authentic to me. I love it. She's really good.
Amazing. We,
want her.
definitely want
Okay,
her.
great.
Please
we'll
set us
we'll
up.
text her immediately after.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Great.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that stuff so much.
I love it so much. It's not normal. It's like that's like my comfort.
Oh, same.
I'm like, give me a medium, give me a tarot reading, give me an angel read. Like,
I'm really into
Give me.
Vedic astrology. That is my most accurate medium right now.
is it?
Yeah. It's very precise.
Have you done human design?
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm a, oh my gosh, how did I just forget this? I'm a projector.
Me too.
I'm a splenic projector.
I don't know if I'm a splenic, but I'm a projector.
I need to do mine.
I think you are a manifesting generator. I think. I love this
Take
shit.
it. Sounds good.
Are you into your Enneagram?
I've never done it.
It's actually, you can just do a test online. It's really accurate.
Is it really? Oh, it's like what number you are? So I have done it actually, and I don't remember, but I've done it.
I always come up as one that I'm like, this isn't possible. I'm the helper. I'm a number 2.
Okay.
I really like Enneagram, but I think that human design is incredibly accurate.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like all of it.
I was so deep in when they said that projectors are to be invited and we're supposed to wait for the invitation and we're supposed to nap. I was like, fucking finally someone said it.
Everything lines up for me with napping too.
My life is
In a nap.
for napping.
For napping.
Like if I could put a nap in there, we're good.
Yeah. And it also is, I think at this time of life, very important to bring it back to Osea, I think one really important update I have to give is that I monthly send out an astrological report for the team of what our astrological makeup looks like.
Oh my God.
How many of each sign we have, how that shifted, how much earth, air, or ocean, sun, earth, and atmosphere we have in the company.
That is so cool. We're like, can we work for Osea?
Yeah, I want a job.
Well, actually, we are actively seeking Virgos.
Oh,
Virgos. And we went through a period where we had 0 Capricorns, and I offered a signing bonus to anyone who could find a Capricorn that was suited for the job. When I think about that, that is totally crazy. And like, I'm kind of joking, but I'm really not.
okay. No, that's the language of my heart.
Yeah.
That's
I think we
amazing.
should do more of that when practicing all the things we do.
I
Like
agree.
bringing those elements in.
Yeah.
They're there for us.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm going to take that with me.
I also love, I just wanted to say that our Broad Ideas code for 10% off is active and ready at Osea.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you put?
Broad Ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, everyone has. Okay, the best place to get these products is on our website, oseamalibu.com.
Yes.
And we have also to be clear came up in that
Everyone.
AI
That's-
evaluation.
yes, I'm such an
Yeah,
honor.
so now I'm going to take a nice long pause and say that at oseamalibu.com, there's a discount code that's active, which is Broad Ideas for 10% off your order, which is the perfect way to stock up on some of your favorites and build out your routine.
I'm going to be doing it as soon as we stop recording because I have a routine that you are the woman for.
I am the woman. A routine for a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. But also men.
Also
men.
men.
Love the products too.
Great.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would just get ahead of the holidays and just get all of your gifts at your website.
And we have really cute little holiday sets too.
See,
which are
I knew
already
it.
on the site.
Yeah.
I like that this Virgo is getting ahead of the holidays.
100%.
Okay, then we have to book Angie.
Yeah, we have
on
to
the
book
show. We'll
Angie.
text her
We have
right
so many
now.
things. I have my
Yeah.
routine. You're going to tell me what I'm
going to
getting.
send you your full routine.
Okay.
And
I'm so excited. This
and
is
then maybe we'll
awesome.
be
Mange on.
perimenopause and menopause.
Now maybe we're friends for the rest of our lives.
Hemorrhaging.
Hemorrhaging. I said that to my husband today. I said, do you think it's normal that I'm going into school talking to people and going, hi, how are you? Good, I'm doing well. And just hemorrhaging
Hemorrhaging.
and looking in their faces saying I'm good.
This woman I know who's like this like huge like beauty investment banker, so seems so cool. She came up to me and I was like, how are you today? She's like, well, I'm just having little babies all day long. And I was like, she said, I'm birthing blood babies.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I like you so much now.
Yeah.
I saw this TikTok of they did these guys were in a library and they put 3 guys in a library and put period simulators on their stomach and told them
I
to.
saw it too.
Oh,
And
they
it
can't
worked. They
handle
couldn't
it.
even handle a
How
fraction of
good
the
is
pain.
that?
It's so good. I know. They did that on The Bachelor once, but with like contractions. And they could barely handle like a Braxton Hicks.
I could barely handle Braxton Hicks. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, whatever the most mild pain you can feel,
I'm
they were
joking.
dying.
They couldn't take it. No. Yeah. It's because we're built differently.
We are so built differently.
Yeah.
We have vaginas.
Yeah.
And on that, we're done.
Yeah, this was amazing. Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
so much.
Yeah.
You so much for having me.
love
This was
this.
the most fun way to spend a day.
Oh, I love
Same.
hearing that. Same for us. Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
like, the
awesome.
most.
So fun.
I'm
We can just
sorry.
keep talking.
Sorry to keep cutting you off. Like totally, literally. I'm sorry.